All right, tell them where you at and read it again.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 12.
Read it again.
And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment?
Read on.
And he was speechless.
And he was what?
Speechless.
Because he knew he was guilty. Okay, we're going to get into what all that is talking about. Read on.
Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness.
Read on.
There shall be weeping.
There shall be what?
Weeping.
Read on.
And gnashing of teeth.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So let's go to Matthew chapter 25 now. Okay, so an Israelite wedding, traditionally what had happened was the bride, the groom, would take his men, his best man and his groomsmen, and they would head to the place that the wedding was going to be. And they would head to that place making a spectacle, okay? They would have people following them, people praising God, thanking the Lord. I'm saying this is the wedding of such and such. He's headed to his wedding. And people used to just come out. They just come out their houses and damn give blessings, man. Barakatah, man. Good luck, man. Happy, great wedding, man. We love you. We love them. Have a good time. This is what had usually took place, okay? Then they would get to the place of the wedding. This was a big thing in the city. Every wedding was very big. The bride and her maid of honors, that's what it is? Bridesmaids, thank you, bridesmaids. And what's the maid of honor? That's like the best man, the best woman, right? Right. So the bridesmaids and her maid of honor, they would know when the men process and they go by, then it would be their turn, okay? She would send out her maids of honor, and her maids of honor would go out, and they would be making a big deal, like, my best friend is getting married. Everybody would be congratulating them and praising God. It was a big thing, and this is how weddings went. So now it's just a shorter thing. Rather than do a procession through the city, everybody comes to that place that's going to be part of the wedding, and then you'll see the men walk down. That's what the walking down the aisle come from. That ain't nothing that just appeared out of nowhere. That walking down the aisle represents what we was doing in Israel when the men with a groom and his men was walking to the place of the wedding and making a big spectacle, and everybody was praising God for them. Everybody understand that? Then the bridesmaids were next. Okay, everybody understand that? And they will go. And then last of all, once they reached the area and they came last of all, the bride has to be ready. And it's her turn to join the groom. Now, Christ spoke of this. He spoke of this. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew 25. This is why you don't go in you don't play with a wedding. I want to have a wedding, and I think we want to have Hercules up in there. I want to do something different. I think we should have Zeus throwing some lightning bolts in my wedding. I'm going to do something different. Hear me, Zeus. Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. So now Christ is going to give this, again, the bride making herself ready. This is symbolic, and this is supposed to be symbolizing what Israel was supposed to be doing with Christ. So now this is what Christ is talking about. He's going to break it down. Matthew 25, verse 1. Read.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Okay, those maids, those bridesmaids were virgins, traditionally, like we next. Okay, our friend is getting married. We're going to be getting married soon too. Read on.
Which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Okay, everybody see that, right? So this was what was going on. The bridegroom was at the place, and then they had to go to the place next. Do everybody understand that? So now, in order to do that, they had to go out, because this was traditionally, it wasn't traditional, but this is the way Christ is breaking it down. He's saying that this was done at midnight because he's letting people know you don't know when he's coming to do that marriage. Do everybody understand that? So these virgins had to be ready. Once those men went, they were supposed to go. Do everybody understand that? Read on.
And 5 of them were wise.
Okay, 5 was wise. Read on.
And 5 were foolish.
And 5 was dumb as hell. Okay? Okay, this is people that in the truth. 5 people gonna be wise, some people gonna be dumb as hell. Everybody got that? Read on.
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Yeah, they took their lamps, but they took no oil with them. They didn't know how long it was going to take the bridegroom to show up for them to do their possession. So they out there with their lamps. Now, if you're wise, you're going to say, listen, we don't know how long this is going to be. Let's make sure we got our oil, so in case it burns out, we can fill our lamp back up with oil and we'll still have light. So this is people that's in the truth, that's not studying. Those are the foolish ones that's running out of oil while you're waiting on Jesus Christ. This is what Christ is going through. This is what he's talking about. Read on.
But the wise took oil.
When you run out of oil, what happens? Your light go out. When the light goes out, the light is the truth, okay? Let me just get this one precept. Get the book of Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. And read that real quick. Isaiah 8 and 20. Read it. Come on, brother.
To the law.
Read it again.
To the law.
Go ahead.
And to the testimony.
Read on.
If they speak not according to this word.
If they speak not according to this word. Read on.
It is because there is no light in them.
Yeah, their light went out. They're not in the truth no more. They don't even have no oil to relight the lamp. Do everybody understand that? Once your light is out, that means you're no longer in the truth. So you had these people waiting on Christ. They had to show up to the wedding. Ran out of oil. Ain't had no more. What is that again? It's people that's in the truth, that's not studying, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and your light is going out. Once that light is out, you are out. You out. Read on. Let's go from there, and let's go back to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25. So didn't I tell you Christ uses these things to symbolize the truth? Matthew chapter 25. And what verse was that?
Verse 3.
Read it again.
They that were foolish took their lamps.
Come on.
And took no oil with them.
Read on.
But the wise took oil in their vessels.
Read on.
With their lamps.
Okay, but the wise, they knew that they had to wait. They didn't know exactly how long it was going to be, but they was going to stay strong. They was going to have lamps was going to stay lit. Read on.
While the bridegroom tarried.
Read it again.
While the bridegroom tarried.
Read it one more time.
While the bridegroom tarried.
While they were waiting on Christ to return. Read on.
They all slumbered and slept.
Okay, they all slumbered and slept. Now let's go read the book of Romans. Chapter 13, I believe it is. Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13, we're going to start right real. Let's start at verse 9. Verse 9. Read.
For this, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Read on.
Thou shalt not kill.
Read on.
Thou shalt not steal.
Read on.
Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet.
Read on.
And if there be any other commandment,
read on.
It is briefly comprehended in this saying.
Read on.
Namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah, not keeping the commandments will cause your light to go out as well. Okay, everybody understand that? Read on.
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
Read on.
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
Read on.
And that knowing the time.
Read on.
That now is high time.
It is what?
High time.
Read on.
To awake out of sleep.
Read on.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Okay, so everybody understand this? This could be closer than you actually think. While you sitting up there sleeping in the kingdom of darkness, there's so many warnings that Christ gave on this, okay? That the time is at hand. Take heed to yourselves and watch. Make sure your heart is not overcharged. So many warnings. Do everybody understand that? Read on.
The night is far spent.
Read on.
The day is at hand.
Read on.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Come on.
And let us put on the armor of light.
Read on.
Let us walk honestly as in the day.
As if we was in the kingdom. Read on.
Not in rioting and drunkenness.
Read on.
Not in chambering and wantonness.
Read on.
Not in strife and envying.
Read on.
But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Read on.
And make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
Okay, so let's go back to Matthew chapter 25. Again, while they slept, just let you know what all of that means, what goes on while you sleeping. And then you'll wake up and Christ will be there. Do everybody understand that? Matthew chapter 25, what verse was that?
Verse 5.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 5. Read.
While the bridegroom tarried.
Come on.
They all slumbered and slept.
Read on.
And at midnight.
Read it again.
And at midnight.
Read on.
There was a cry made.
Okay, so again, this is the people. This is what actually was happening in weddings. You will hear it because as the bridegroom was coming, and he was coming with his bridesmen, people were making a big noise. Ah! So then they would wake up, the bride is here, the groom is here. And they would get ready. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that, right? Read on.
Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him.
Read on.
Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps.
Come on.
And the foolish said unto the wise,
read on.
Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Yeah, they damn woke up and they ain't had no oil in their lamp. Their damn light was out. And Christ was here. So what does that mean? You out the truth now. You were trying to get back in. No, it don't work that way.